If there's one lesson, of which would be many of one lessons, where I start that with the preamble, if there's one lesson, keep in mind over the course of my life, I've probably said that 1,000 times, the 1,001 lesson. But at this moment in time, if there was one lesson I could pass on to you young people, is to understand just how the people at the top are nowhere near as smart or savvy as you think they are. They just aren't. When I was in banking, I thought the corporate executives knew what they're doing. They were just a bunch of fat, lazy MBA fucks. They're just thieves is what they were. Legal thieves because, well, I didn't know that the guy with a 390 credit score wouldn't pay us back. Even in fighting, although you'll probably be more receptive to the guys at the top who are actual fighters or body lifters or athletics, anyone in sports or athletics. They're probably saying, yeah, you want to get to the top. That's probably the most healthy where there's healthy male competition. Not the female competition where you let men come in and beat the ever living crap out of you. That was a great move. Open-minded of you. Very, very progressive, ladies. But in other words, don't let, hey, that guy's all jacked and everything. Yeah, but he spent all the time in the gym. You could probably get, unless you're like, there's a tremendous height difference. But if you're the same weight class and you train hard, yeah, don't let that guy intimidate you. I mean, he's going to beat the shit out of you. Yeah, but don't let him intimidate you. And the same thing was Harvard or the Ivy League or Yale when I was growing up. I mean, Harvard was for the smart kids. That's what it was. It was for the smart kids. I didn't know that I was smart. Didn't take an IQ test. My teachers said I was an idiot. Well, they didn't say I was an idiot, but you're a bad student, bad grades. And I'm like, oh, maybe you're a shitty teacher. This is boring. Maybe my stall speed is a little bit higher than all these other fucking morons I'm surrounded by, including you teachers. Never mind. It's all in the past now. Half the teachers are dead. Anyway, moving on. And they're nobodies. Like, you couldn't look them up. Oh, what did they do? Nothing. They just were shitty teachers and then they died. Wow, what a pissing away of life. Yes. But when I was in school, like, that was for, like, the cream of the crop, the creme de la creme. And how the connected nepotist blue bloods have fallen. And like I said, this is the election that keeps on giving from the Harvard Crimson, which maybe at one time would have been a premier college newspaper. It is Harvard. So it's a bunch of sad, pathetic people, especially the journalism department. Like, I'm sure the engineering department at Harvard is really good. But the journalism, no. Gee, more free money? The Free Money Journal. Okay, sure. Just repeat the same thing that's been repeated since the 60s. From the Harvard Crimson, Harvard professors cancel classes as students feel blue after Trump win. I'm sorry you're all pussies. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you're such weak little people and hate democracy. Hey, there was an election. Despite their best efforts of cheating, the Democrats cheating, the Republican ones. I kid. I don't want to say it's misinformation. Just kidding. Just kidding. Leftist censors who aren't censors are the Nazis who abridge free speech, can't take a job. Just kidding. It was all 100% fair. Anyway, the guy you didn't want to win won. The person you wanted to win didn't. And that's how democracy works. And many times, about half the time, the people that I wanted to win didn't. But I didn't like take it out on democracy. I was not such a weak, sad, pathetic person. I couldn't show up for work the next day, let alone school, and school's not work, especially you liberal arts majors. It's like special needs daycare for America's special adult children. Here's some Legos. Wait, aren't you guys the same ones that like needed like therapy dogs to come in because you couldn't handle your finals week? Isn't that your generation? Isn't that the current modern day grand universal pussies of college America? I mean, come on, really? You don't come from money? Is it that hard? Is it really that hard? Mom and dad works at Goldman Sachs. Mom's some executive mucky muck at a lawyer firm. You were brought up by nannies. You showed up in a fucking limo. Oh, Trump got elected. Life is so hard. And meanwhile, to us real men and women in working America, the ones that like actually do the real work, not just you can't even call you white collar workers trust fund baby assholes. Like, so you could go work at your nonprofit that your dad funded or work at the Make Work hedge fund that your dad fund. Like, honest to fucking Christ, if all I could understand, like, if you're a historically black college where poor or poverty or disadvantage, you might get me on that. Because God almighty, the stresses and this and that, that might be the straw that broke the camel's back. You're the biggest sack of pussy camels that never had a single straw on your back ever. You got your fucking toenails done, your camel toe, pun intended, toenails done. Oh, look at the lipstick camel and the beautiful toenails of the camel. Oh, don't put one straw on that camel's back. Why? It's a Harvard camel. Fucking hell. Students awoke to a somber campus following Donald Trump's reelection to the presidency early Wednesday morning. My heart dropped a little bit, one student said. I understand if it dropped a little bit. I can't attend school. 7 a.m. on Wednesday, Sophia R. Mumakari. Is that related to Tumakari? Not the people, but the town name in New Mexico? It's a very unique name. 28, they put the year. Woke up to a phone call from her mom. The news that Donald Trump had been officially elected. I still had some hope that she was going to win by a small amount. And then I woke up this morning. That's not what happened. Mamukari said, I probably cried for like an hour. Oh my God. You cried for what? Hang on. 28. So you were a freshman. You're 18 years old. Lady, what? Lady, young lady. What were you? What? Really? You're at Harvard. You're young. Your life isn't. What did they teach you that it was so bad that Donald Trump got elected? Hang on, I gotta look her up. What's her degree? They're all on social media. Unique name like that. She's a writer. Oh, so you also. Oh, you wrote one article. Good for you, dear. When you find out what your degree is. No. Moon Camper, Crimson. Oh, white woman to the rescue. Here we go. Harvard, first year focusing on government economics and education. All right, so you have no intention of you look, lady, you got an easy career, easy job, easy degree. I'm not gonna continue on. Have you thought about majoring in something worthwhile and productive and not just have your entire life be give other people's money, but not my own? I still had some home and I cried for an hour. On election night, students gathered at viewing parties hosted by friends, house tutors, the Institute of Politics, and the Harvard Republican Club. I bet you they're having a good time. Bet you're some good people there. But I hope you guys are doing well. And you gals too. Why out of why you guys even going to Harvard? Like that's some I got to figure out. Why would you spend you obviously are not politically aligned with the people that are in charge of the people that attend there. And the school is shit. All right? Your previous president that was caught plagiarizing was an absolute joke of an affirmative action hire who still works there, right? And then they had the other guy come in now. The Ivy League is over. Promise me, Harvard Republican students. Leave. Right? Unless you're an engineering or accountant and you got to line up and you got to just leave. There ain't no reason to go there. Heaven, if you don't have a scholarship or rich parents paying for it, holy shit, you can't afford to go. Get the fuck out of that school. It's over, man. It's fucking over. Wall Street doesn't have the pull it does. Hollywood doesn't have the pull it does. Tech don't even have the pull it does. And with this horseshit, you do realize, I mean, it's not all students. It's not like the whole campus shut down. It was some professors said, I understand you're a bunch of weak-willed little pussies and pampered Americans and the camels that can't have one straw on their back. Right? But it ruins the rest of your reputation, especially the plagiarist president. That shit, and then all this left, oh, well, then what? Also the Palestinian stuff. All right, you're not an institution of learning. You're an institution for a bunch of American spoiled, rotten little brats to go and play make-believe leaders. And the rest of us see it. And the day is coming, the power that be, the old school power, the good old boys, now that's going away. So I hope you're all majoring in engineering or accounting or something worthwhile. Well, I would never hire from dude, there's so many people that are sick of these nepotistic blue bloods. I don't mean necessarily you guys, but the Harvard elite good old boys network. They're so sick of that New York, DC, LA fucking trifecta. And I'm sorry, I can't hire people that cry for an hour when something doesn't go their way. And in the grand scheme is not that big of a deal. It really isn't. When Samantha M. Holtz, 28, Googled the presidential election outcome before Wednesday morning swim practice, her heart dropped a little bit. I don't remember having swim practice. I didn't have the luxury of having swim practice. Being at Harvard, I was surrounded by a lot of people who were very pro Harris. So in my mind, it was already a decided election, Holtz, except for those other people. Oh, those fucking other people, those non Harvard people who work for a living and make the electricity go. People like mechanics. Oh, those assholes. They might have had a different opinion. Fuckers. Being at Harvard, I was surrounded by a lot of people. It was a little bit shocking to me. Luke Kushner, 26, he was really, really disappointed. Hey, you guys want to look up Luke P. Kushner? Ladies, is this the soy boy that is he going to carry your mattress for you? Harvard. Well, there's a lot of Luke Kushners. This isn't that necessarily that guy. Pinterest? Maybe this is the guy. I don't know. Very early on in the night, it became pretty clear that it was going to go the direction of Trump, Kushner said. I went to bed before they called it. At that point, I was pretty resigned. In Harvard freshman dining hall Wednesday morning, Holtz joined a teammate to eat breakfast with College Dean Rakesh Khurana. According to Holtz, Khurana told students to let yourself feel a bunch of emotions about how this is going to impact us in the future and listed other people and how they feel about it too. I'm not necessarily against it. Some professors also encourage students to process in the aftermath of the election, adjusting course requirements in kind. Now, listen to these courses. This is where the strong future leaders of America are coming. These are canceled courses. Courses such as sociology, 1156, statistics for social sciences. What is that? Count to 10? And applied math, 22.8, solving and optimizing, as well as several general education courses. The ancient Greek hero, and 111 popular culture and modern China. Among them canceled their Wednesday classes, made attendance optional, extended assignment deadlines. Oh, what will we do without you kids with degrees in that? The move echoes the aftermath of Trump's first win in 2016 when professors postponed exams and changed lesson plans to lighten student schedules. Honest to God, we're raising just a generation of pussies. This used to be our best school. Now we just got a bunch of pussies. As we recover from the eventful election night and process the implication. You know what would have been good, Harvard Crimson, and any one of you who wrote this article, please send me the article from the Harvard Crimson. Did you do an article about Republicans on campus celebrating, right? They're part of the Harvard community, right? I know you don't like them, but unfortunately, they still are part of the Harvard community. Did you cover them and say, oh, what'd you guys do? Oh, we partied and we sang and we kissed girls because Republican girls weren't all like, oh, my God, the male gays, we hate you. They kind of actually liked it. They wore some dresses. They got these thing called dresses. I don't know if you've ever seen them. And it wasn't a blue hair in sight. So people even had sex and it was agreed upon. Oh, my God. I'm so old. I remember when the Republicans were radical Christians and sex was bad. Times have changed. Economics lecturer Maxim Boyko wrote in a Wednesday email to students in Economics 101A Intermediate at Microeconomics that the course typical in-class quizzes would be optional. I'm going to look up Maxim Boyko in the future. Actually, I won't. I'm just going to another leftist Democrat economist. We need more money. More money. Money printer go burr. Kinsey and Stick. I love Kinsey and Stick. Maybe if you stroke it hard enough, even more money will come out of it. As we recover from the eventful election night and process the implications of Trump's victory, please note the class will proceed as usual today. All right. Maybe he's a classic Keynesian. Maybe he's not a full-blown Marxist. Except that classroom quizzes will not be for credit, Boyko wrote. Feel free to take your time off if needed. Nah. I go back to my original assessment. Jack A. 20, Kelly, 26, said he was tempted to say no to class today. I had some professors that have been like, if you need to not come to class, that's understandable, he added. This definitely takes a toll on people's mental well-being. Well, frankly, if you Marxist leftist professors wouldn't lie to these kids about what's important in life, maybe they wouldn't be all hung up about it. If you taught them that there was more to life than their fucking politics, which you haven't, all you've taught them is that you need to be good little socialists and Democrats. That's all you need to. There's not love. There's certainly not sex. That's bad. There's not hobbies. There's not philosophy. There's not excellence. It's surprise. When all you do is give kids politics to live for, when politics don't go their way, they get depressed. Like I said before, some of my best years in terms of both financially, it's where I started my books and businesses and things were starting to pick up then. I got laid a lot during Obama's administration. My life wasn't over because a Marxist dipshit whiner little bitch complainer who had a privileged lifestyle got elected. You guys are actually going to let the fact this guy got elected ruin your life. Why? What's your life then? Is your life all politics? Well, then maybe you got a problem. Throughout Wednesday, student organizations, faculty, and house tutors. What's a house tutor? You guys are Harvard students. Don't you have your study habits down? Also offered chances to come with term with the election results. Physics professor Jennifer E. Hoffman, 99, wrote in an email to physics students and faculty that our offices be a space to process the election. Lady, you're a physics professor. Never mind. I forgot keyword professor, not worker. Many in our community are sleep deprived again, grieving. Oh, what? These kids haven't drank beer and gone out and party. They've been in worse shape with hangovers before. Again, grieving for glass ceilings that weren't shattered, fearful of the future, or embarrassed to face our international colleagues, she wrote. I stress baked several pans of lemon bars to share. Fuck off. Just stress baked. Oh God. Jesus. A very dark moment. For many college students, Trump's policy proposals mark a source of despair over the next 4 years. What are it? I'm still waiting to hear what the worst thing is. What is it? And don't say abortion because that's a states' rights issue. I'm not going to go over that again. Long term, I'm very concerned about Trump's policies and the things that he has endorsed, Kushner said. Trump's attitude towards democracy and the norms that we have in this country are really, really concerning. What? That you got to be a citizen to vote? Kelly, who was enrolled in class about healthcare, said he's particularly aware of Trump's potential impact on American medical. Said, oh, yeah, because Obamacare made it. Honest to God, you guys are so stupid at Harvard. You're the dumbest, most spoiled kids ever. Why would anyone hire any of you? This is an embarrassment. Like, really, if for any other reason, the Harvard Crimson better go run some articles about, like, here isn't a bunch of pussies. Here are some people who are industrious. Here's a bunch of not whiners and complainers. They gotta be there. I'm not so dumb as to think the entire student body of Harvard is a bunch of Marxist whiny little bitches. I know there's a lot of you who probably are working hard to say, fuck this shit. I got to go do my job. I got into Harvard. People in Asia, where I'm from, still think it's a good school. Little do they know, but they're none the wiser. Have you thought about PR or just balanced journalism? We have an exam next week on the Affordable Care Act. How'd that work? And the other kinds of healthcare policies said a lot of what we're learning might become moot if the ACA and the progress that was made on the laws repealed under the second Trump administration. It made it more expensive. Eleanor M. Powell said she's especially worried about Trump's impact on the judicial system. Well, too bad. That's the consequences. That's what happened. Look, Clinton had Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Did he put why can't I remember the Latina's name? This is elections have consequences. And don't go there and they don't study. They don't read. They're so fucking ignorant. A lot I'm not kidding if you would all understand never mind. You would sleep better, you'd feel a lot better, and you wouldn't think the world is ending tomorrow. All the courts where he'll be able to appoint judges, Powell said. I think we're in for a very dark moment in the 21st century's history. What? People are gonna have to be responsible? You have to pay for your own health care? You can't major in dumb shit and expect a student loan bail? What are you so worried about? What? Here's what you're worried about. Trump's gonna treat you like adults. And even then, if you look at his track record, he didn't treat you all like adults. He gave you free money during the disease. Several students attributed their emotional reactions to Trump rhetoric towards minority groups across America, even though more minorities voted for Trump, I'm pretty sure, since ever. I just couldn't believe that Donald Trump won because he's literally a felon. No, he's not. That was all hype, bullshit, trumped up charges. And he's racist. Rochelle D. Chung said, I just can't believe America voted that way. It's because he's not racist. You're wrong. I really feel sad for the state of women. Claire V. Miller said, if the candidate had been a black woman, like if it had been a white man who was just younger than Trump and mentally sharp, I think they could have won. Well, I would argue with you that if Vivek, it would have been an even bigger blowout for the Republicans. Victor Flores, co-president of the Harvard College Democrats, said he was afraid for the countless people who would be affected by Trump's policies. There are marginalized communities across the country that are waiting and watching to see what will happen. Then why did so many minorities vote for him? Especially Latino males. Why? We're not going anywhere. For politically engaged Harvard students like in groups like Harvard College Democrat and the IOP, Trump's win marked the conclusion of months of heavy campaigning. Oh, so you wasted your time. Maybe you should be studying. Maybe you should be reading history and philosophy to learn, well, maybe this isn't the worst thing ever. Harvard College Democrats. Did you interview any Harvard College Republicans? Tova L. Kaplan praised the students who have been working incredibly hard campaigning for Kamala Harris. Those networks that we built as students organized and canvassing political are going to be all more crucial in this fight ahead, she said. We're not going anywhere. I know, because this is your job, right? You're a political science major. You're not like going to actually produce anything of value. You decided at 17 years old, you're going to tell the world how to live. Alexander H. Lee, 27, said, while results were not what he was hoping for, he is motivated on local politics and make the best of what we can have right now. Those students on both sides of the political aisle fought hard for the preferred candidate. IOP President Pratyush Malik, 25, said he enjoyed seeing bipartisan unity at the IOP watch party and super high voter turnout. With the end of presidential campaigns, Malik added that students interested in careers in presidential administration have entered transit. Presidential administration? Fuck off, you little tyrants. You want to know who the real tyrants are? Little 17-year-old snot-nosed kids with rich parents who think, I should lead the world. How about you, I don't know, join the military, work as an oil rig worker, drive cab. Why don't you go, quit being spoiled little, truly privileged brats of America, work a real job, dare I say it, support yourself, without help from mommy or daddy or the government. And then once you know what it's like to be a regular working American, then you go and start telling these people how to live. Fucking privileged little bitches. Many people are thinking about pursuing careers in a Harris administration. You just go work for the president, huh? Do you guys hear this? Anyone else hear this? See, in the Harvard Crimson Right, it's like, what? What? I have a degree. I'm 22 years old. I know what I'm doing. And the people who are kind of doing the vice versa might look to transition over the Trump administration. I guarantee you, Harvard, no one from a competent administration is going to hire you. Like if I was ever going to be a president, if I ever needed any competent people, I would never hire from Harvard. Whether I was president of the United States, which I wouldn't be, if I was running a fucking lemonade stand. What are you going to do? Bitch and whine about DEI? You're going to have an emotional day because something went the wrong way in the news? See, you all might be getting pissed off what I'm saying. You don't realize everyone's looking at you right now saying, Jesus fucking Christ. What a sad sack of shit people y'all are. A lot more vocal. With Trump's return to the Oval Office, some students said Harvard campus may see a surge of conservative activism, but despite its usual blue tint. Tint? Has it occurred to you that maybe the conservative, like just me, I'm sure there's some active Republicans on campus. But I'm gonna imagine most of the conservative or not left-leaning Democrat types of students are there just to get a fucking education and go home. Many students agree that Trump support for Trump is strong in limited conservative pockets, including the Harvard Republican Club, which endorsed Trump in July, and the Salient, a conservative student magazine, which has published pro-Trump content this year. You know what? I'm going to subscribe to the Salient. I'm never reading a Harvard Crimson again. I don't need to hear what your fucking professors. I can just listen to what CNN says, and I'll know what you guys are going to say. According to Chung, Harvard students with more conservative beliefs tend to be quieter. Yeah, but student Democrats scream it off the rooftops because you have nothing else. Did that dawn on you? Really, you have nothing else. That's why you're crying. You have nothing else. I'm very clear-eyed about what this election means in terms of emboldening misogynistic, phraseful, hateful rhetoric. Kaplan, shut up. I don't know to what extent that will trickle down to Harvard, she added, but we're going to do our best. Here, everyone, not just in Harvard, but all of collegiate America. Not everything is racist or homophobic or bigoted. All right. You just have incredibly thin skin. And if anything doesn't go your way, that's your default explanation. I think that Trump supporters will now be a lot more vocal on this campus. Free speech is great, but there might be some more animosity. Mama Curry said, oh, too bad. Jara A. Emtige Cave, hyphenated name, 25 student and women's rugby team said pro-Trump sentiment seemed to gain traction before November. In the past 2 weeks before the election, I've encountered a lot of people who are pro-Trump, specifically in the athletics community. Yeah, because that kind of takes work. Again, I hate sports ball. I hate the fans. The athletes I do not hate. You guys bust your asses off, especially rugby. I knew a gal actually was on the rugby team back in school. Emma Cave said, following the election, Akash D. Anadam, 28, said he assembled a handful of Harvard students were popping champagne. There, okay. All right, we got one guy. On Tuesday night, Harvard HRC was indeed gleefully ushering in a second Trump presidency. It's morning in America, HRC, Harvard Republican Club. President Michael Ove, 25, wrote in a statement to Crimson Wednesday morning. I'm pleased that the Harvard Republican Party Club played a part in this remarkable victory and historic comeback of President Donald Trump. It's now time for us to all come together, unite around. No. Listen to me. Who's his name? Michael Ove, the Democrat, they're not, there's no reasoning with these people. All right. They are emotionally invested in this primarily because they don't want to work real jobs. They want to sound like they're good people without actually having to work, like become an engineer or create a medical device that saves lives. They don't want to do that. They just want to take other people's money and give it to other people so they're popular and get an easy government nonprofit job. That's it. These are all work avoiding people. There is no consideration of the country or the people or the community, let alone some basic thoughts about economics and how you make an actual productive, successful, not poor nation. There's no intellectual thought, and there's actually no original honor or goodwill in anything they do. They weren't like, I really care about, no, they don't. They want the easy job. They want to be popular. And it's not even the political platform of the Democrats. It's their fucking religion because they literally have nothing else. And you Republicans, you're part of the Harvard Republicans. You got to look out for the same thing. You can't just be, oh my God, Republicans. Oh my God. You better have something else outside of politics because life is not about politics. But these people aren't, it's like having like the Pope give up Catholicism. It's not going to happen. Come together, unite around our new president, tackle the issues that face our country. Madeline Hung, is she the one who quoted herself? Or was that Chung? Can't remember. There you go. I'm so sad that you're sad. Get your ass back to school. And for everyone else, I'm just gonna exhibit what? 32,327 AAA-B75. That another to throw on the pile of other evidence. These Ivy League kids are fucking worthless. This is not who you wanna be hiring. This is not who you want, and I'd say it applies to most universities. Please choose your employees correctly. Make sure they have the right degrees. And for you young kids, if you give a fuck, link below is a book called Worthless, The Young Person's Indispensable Guide to Choosing the Right Major. Go choose the right degree. Fuck college politics. Go have a good time in college. Stop getting worked up. If all you have in your life is politics, please get a life. What would happen? I was like, maybe I'll just get married and have kids. Okay, never mind. Have fun. Colin K, $5. I thought the election was a done deal for Harris. Use your Harvard education to Google echo chamber. Bet you they're legacy students too. Yeah, and now that I'm older, I look at all because the Ivy League went to Wall Street and Wall Street fucked it up with the housing bubble and the dot coms. Like, none of these people are smart. Okay, some of them are, but they're nowhere near smart as one would used to think. I mean, you might have super high IQs, you might test real well at tests, but you are such spineless, erroneously mentally programmed people. You're not functional. You couldn't pay me enough to hire one of these people. You couldn't pay me enough. Robert S, $5. Titus turning Cappy. Family, friends, daughter. Listen to her dad and I both advising the military. 18-year-old sworn into Navy today. 25,000 bonus plus basic. That's a girl I'll hire. A good father and a good uncle. A good family friend. She listened to you. She joined the Navy. She's going to get that GI Bill. And I'm going to bet you and her dad are not going to let her waste that GI Bill on worthless horse shit. And you're going to have a real, actual, strong, and truly independent woman who's not going to be crying and bitching and whining. Oh my God, she might find a boy, get married, be happy, and have some kids. Oh, heaven forbid. The worst thing to happen to Democrat women in their eyes. Ghost reporting, $10. Hey, Cappy, stupid millennial here. We aren't all that. But I know. I can't make it. Oh, all millennials are douche canoes except for ghost reporting. I know there's good millennials. I know. Well, heck, most of my audience is millennials. But the gaming industry definitely is. There are game devs out there that don't have the woke mind virus. Hope to network with you and Rolo soon. Oh, good. Yeah, I wanted to do a video today. I wanted on all the developments in the video game industry because Elisa McCanty got fired. Kotaku fired a bunch of people. The Veilguard looks like that ain't going to make its money back. Not even close. And then, what was it? Schreiner. There was a Bloomberg journalist called Schreier. And he was all like, "Oh, you chuds don't blah, 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 blah." See, it's successful because the one day it was released, it was top seller, but then the sales kind of collapsed after that. There is so much. I know it's not everybody's favorite cup of tea, and it's an obscure industry, but there is so much propagandist, Marxist, lying horseshit in there. It truly is scandal worthy. And to see all those studios just keep making propagandist, leftist horse shit, and then they go belly up. BioWare is going to be gone. I guess the guy, the main writer, I think he is, dyed blue hair. He's like the main writer for Mass Effect 5. That game's gone. I think he wrote both for Veilguard. Now he's on to BioWare 5. Or not BioWare 5, Mass Effect 5. The game, don't even bother. We know. We can figure this is. We don't have to be Magna PI to figure this shit out. You're doing a horrible job hiding it. Christoph Anon, $5. Dumb election reactions equals high hilarity. Congrats on the U.S. getting a 4-year reprieve. Yep, reprieve is right. Reprieve is right. Naughty DJ Aftershock, $5. The only top school that hasn't embraced wokeness is surprisingly the U of Chicago relative to other colleges. They actually have free speech happen. I've seen some stuff out of the U of Chicago. I've kind of written them off. I'm like, really? This is on your campus? Go fuck yourself. I remember when you used to, what was it? Milton Friedman was there, right? They used to be a relatively honorable campus in college. If I were to run a college or university, I'm like, there's no politics. I mean, you could talk politics, but there's no groups. There's no social activities. There's no sports. You're here to fucking learn. Here's your fucking degree. Now get the fuck out of here and make a bunch of fucking money. And now you could go play your sports and be a, I don't know, a feminist, Republican, Marxist. Go whatever, but not here. All right. Link below. Worthless, the young person's indispensable guide to choosing the right major. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.